All right, moving over to Chapter 6, Section 2AD, working with proportions and equations. Our essential question is, how do you set up a percent proportion and solve it? Okay, well, let's start out by defining a percent proportion. A percent proportion is a ratio, which is a fraction, comparing part of a quantity to the whole quantity. Okay, part versus whole. And the other uh, rational or the other ratio is the percent written as a fraction or percent. So an example of it would be 4 out of 5 is 80%. Well, 4 is the part of the whole 5, and it is 80%. So how would we write that? Well, this is our general equation right here, which I like to, a lot of times I just simplify and say is over of equals n over 100. Okay? Um, I said is over of, and I wrote it the other way. Is over of, sorry about that. So what I do is I look at it and out of 5, whatever's with the of, okay? There's your 5, and that's why I wrote the 5 down here. Uh, is going to be 4, and you'll see that better in some of the other problems. N is always the percent, okay? This is it written as a decimal. This is it written in the form here. So 4 over 5 equals 80 over 100. So that would look like this. Okay, and how do you check proportions? We did this already in the past. You cross multiply, and you get 400 equals 400. That's how you know they're equal. Okay, solve by cross multiplying. This we've already done. Okay, so what we're looking at is how do we set this proportion up? Okay, well, let's look at a couple different examples. We'll look at 3 types. The first one is when you're looking for the percent. That's going to be your n. Okay, the percent is the n. So I look at it, it says what percent of 25 is 20? So there's my of, there's my is. Whatever number's next to the is going to go on top. Whatever number's with the of is going to go below. N is my percent, I don't know it, so I put an n. So this would look like this. I just can't draw it right at this way on my computer. So there's my proportion. Okay, 2 equal ratios. When I cross multiply, I get this. 20 times 100 equals 25 times n. 20 times 100 is 2,000. Divide out the 25. I get 80 equals n, and since n is the actual percent, when I get 80, that is 80%. So 80% of 25 is 20. Okay? Next example. What number is 5% of 60? Is over of equals n over 100. What's with my is? The what number? I don't know it, so I'm going to call it x. I think I made it p right here. There's my 5%, that's my n. And of 60, so that's going to go on the bottom. So p over 60 equals 5 over 100. If you like it looking like this, there it is. Now you cross multiply. 100p equals 6 times 5, which is 300. Divide out the 100, p is 3. So 3 is 5% of 60. We wrote it as a decimal, there it is. 5 over 100 is 0.05. Okay, third example. All of this is falling into this right here. Okay, you're just going to put your variable, your letter, your unknown, wherever it happens to fall in here. Here we are, 40% of what number is 26? There's my is. There's my of. I don't know what it is. I called it W in this problem. There's my percent. So is over, I'll put a W this time. That's my of. I don't know what it is. Percent is 40 out of 100. Cross multiply. 26 times 100 equals 40W. That's 2600 divided by 40, 65. 40% of 65 is 26. Okay, so here's 3 examples. You're looking for the percent n. You're looking for the is. You're looking for the of. It's down below. And set them up all the same way and solve them the same way. Okay, just remember that your percent is the n. And whether you're looking for the number with the is or the number with the of, that'll determine is over of where your variable goes. And then cross multiply and solve it. Okay? Real world example. If 200 of the 550 reptiles in a zoo are on display, what percent of the reptiles are on display? Round your answer to the nearest whole number. Okay? 20% of the 550. Remember, we also go back to this part of the whole, is over of. Okay, the is the part. Okay? Is of the 550, so 200 over 550. We're looking for the percent. What percent? That's my n. Okay? Again, this could look like this. Same thing, so when you cross multiply, that's what you get. 200 times 100 is 20,000. Divide by the 550, you get 36.4. That would be percent. And they wanted you to round it to the nearest whole number. Well, that 0.4 would round back down to 36%. Okay? Let's look at some more examples here. Remember, everything is over of equals n over 100. What number is, I call that x, 88% of 300 is over of equals my percent n over 100. And cross multiply. 100x equals 88 times 300. I believe is that. Double check and make sure. Divide out the 100. X is equal to 264. Okay? So 264 is 88% of 300. Next example, 75 is what percent? There's my n of 150 is over of equals n over 100. Cross multiply. 75 times 100 is 7,500. It's 150n. And we're going to get 50 equals n, which is 50%. Okay, just cross multiply and divide. Last one, 3 is what percent? There's my n. Of what number? I don't know, I'll call it x. Is over of equals my n, my percent, over 100. Cross multiply. 3 times 100 is 300 times 12x. Divide out the 12. 12 is going to go into there 25 times. So 3 is 12% of 25. Okay? Is over of equals n over 100. Setting up proportions, solving by cross multiplying and dividing. Okay? We'll look at more examples